Welcome to another episode of Three Hungry Guys. We're at City BBQ here in Cary. I'm with my co-host Jen, and today our guest is CeCe, who has her own food blog.
Food Diary of a City Girl.
Gentleman that founded, his name was Rick, founded the company. Actually was working for John Deere, was kind of getting into barbecue, wanted to try a couple things, so him and his buddies decided to enter a competition, and they ended up winning the beef brisket competition in Kansas City, Missouri, one of the barbecue capitals of the world. So it was a major competition. So he eventually opened the restaurant, and 20 years later, he's got over 30 restaurants and is growing. So come along and check it out.
With Al today of City BBQ. First off, Al, tell us how long you've been here.
I've been with City BBQ a little over 2.5 years now, but I've been doing barbecue for over 13 years.
All right, so let's get started. Tell us a little bit about what we're cooking and maybe a little bit about the seasoning.
All right, well, this is going to be our beef brisket. This is what they call a full cut brisket. It has your top, which is the fat cap, which they call the point, and it's got the bottom where all the lean meat is, which is the flat. You know, as it cooks through on the smoker for 16 to 20 hours sometimes, you know, all this fat renders right down into the meat and makes it melt right in your mouth every 2 teeth bites. How we do, we take this whole brisket here, slap it right down in our rub here, which is made of several different spices. I've had to tell you what was in it, you know, might get in trouble, but you know, it's got salt, pepper, garlic, cayenne, a little bit of everything.
Great.
What we do, take the brisket, put it down there, pat it a little bit, take some of the seasonings, put it on top, rub it right on in there like this. Give it a little shake, flip it over, make sure both sides are coated very nicely. It almost looks edible just like this sometimes before you even put it on. Do from here, go straight into the smoker.
So you've seen Jen actually get the brisket going. So I'm here with Jason now, and we're actually gonna do the pork butt, and I'm gonna help this time. I'm ready to go.
We have on top a fat cap, just like you do on your brisket. Kind of same principle to where the fat kind of renders down through the meat, makes it tender, it goes through. As far as the cooking process goes, can take anywhere from 10 hours all the way up to 16, depending on the size, depending on the temperature that you use. And what we're going to do is let this young man kind of season this up here.
There we go.
All right, so what we're going to do is you want to just put that down in there and just throw as much rub around the tops and the bottoms as you can. Get it nice and covered up.
Oh yeah. With love.
With love. And perfect. All right, so he's got a nicely seasoned pork shoulder right there, ready to go in. All right. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to load this right into the smokers.
And I'm standing here 16 hours waiting for that one to come out. That's the one. Crust on that baby.
You can kind of tell how, you know, when it's done, when this bone starts to protrude outside of the pork just a little bit, you know, it just kind of crumbles in your hand when you take it just like this. That's when you know you've got a good bark on there and a good crunch with your pork right here.
Jason, tell me something about these beautiful sides and the preparation process.
Our baked beans with brisket basically is made fresh daily. Pork and beans, we add a pound of brisket to each batch, and our own sweet sauce that has a heavy molasses consistency. So sweet, smoky at the same time. Potato salad. Basically, we use our red potatoes that we have in house. Cook those down till they're just the right temperature. Mixed in with mayonnaise, with spicy mustard, some eggs, onions, peppers. Kind of like a nice ice cream consistency to it. Our corn pudding, our cornbread batter mixed with the whole kernel corn, sweet corn, butter, sour cream, and lots of other goodness that comes along with it. Sweet vinegar coleslaw is our cabbage. We make an apple cider vinaigrette that it soaks in for 18 hours. straight out of the fryer.
Oh wow, those look beautiful.
Yes, and we actually punch these every single day. Cook in 2 minutes, they're fresh every order you get. Add a little bit of sea salt. You got a nice crunch to them. Probably the best thing you can have here.
Well, they look gorgeous.
Welcome back. This is what we call our board station here. This is where we slice and pull all our meats. This will be our beef brisket. We get to serve our beef brisket 2 different ways. One's a full cut, which gets all this nice beautiful bark on here, and it's got a thin marble layering of fat with it, and along with the meat itself. I can show you a few slices of that right here, right now.
Wow.
And we also serve a lean cut of brisket, to where we take the fat cap right on off of the flat here. It slides right on off.
I think you need that bark on you.
Yes, people love that bark, but some people love it super. Go ahead, take a bite.
Yeah, that bark's got all the spices and flavors in it.
Oh, it's beautiful. They'll do both of them for it. We can do a lean cut and a full cut. So you get a little both worlds in one.
So what's your favorite?
My favorite is the full cut. There's no doubt about that. And that's the 2 different ways we serve our brisket.
So we're ready to eat. We have our pulled pork that I helped make, brisket that Jen helped make. Then we also have some grilled chicken, barbecue sauce, a slab of ribs, and a whole assortment of sides. So,
Go ahead.
she always just pushes me right out.
So intimidating.
Yeah. So we just tried, I was trying all the different barbecue sauces with the pork. So all I've had is the pulled pork so far, and that's where I kind of wanted to do my experimenting with the different sauces. You did it on what, the brisket or?
I am having a smorgasbord of some items. I am loving this brisket.
Yes.
I'm from Texas, so we know brisket. I'm having a lean cut, and even though it's lean, it has so much flavor. Those spices that they use on the rub, they really resonate throughout the brisket. So this is my number one.
I thought I was being biased, but definitely, because I helped make the brisket, but I that's definitely my favorite so far. So flavorful.
That's all she's eaten so far, so it has to be her
tender.
favorite. She hasn't tried anything else.
No, I did try the pork earlier, but we'll see what happens with the ribs. But so flavorful and tender, you can't go wrong.
Actually, that's what, I'm going to the ribs next. So I've moved on. We're trying the ribs, and they kind of do the ribs similar to the pork and the brisket in that they coat it with their different seasonings, and then they smoke it. But the ribs only smoke for about 2 hours, and they want it to be tender. What they call bite off the bone, not necessarily fall off the bone, because they want it to have a little texture to it. But these are pretty darn tender, and it's coming off the bone pretty easy. You don't really need teeth. You can just like gum it and then fall right off. Flavorful. And what actually they do after they smoke it before they serve it to the customer, they actually will put it on the grill to get it back up to temperature, and they'll give it a glaze of their barbecue sauce, and it kind of seals in all the juices and everything.
Typically, the beef and the pork are overshadowed by the chicken, but this chicken is dynamite. It's really juicy. It has a nice crispy layer. The barbecue sauce that they use to baste it is really delicious.
You can't go wrong with any of these sides. They're all great. The only thing, you need a lot of paper towels with barbecue because it's messy. At least I do.
That's why this is so convenient.
And that's why we put it right next to Jen. So we had a lot of great barbecue. We're pretty full. So that's why they actually got a little cornhole out here. We're going to play. We'll practice. Work off some of that.
Calories.
Yeah. So what you guys think?
Oh, that was delicious. Now I need to work it out.
It was so good, and even I love the quaint inside kind of family feel to it. It's a really great restaurant. Highly recommend it.
So the 3 of you guys, that's all for now. We'll catch you next time. See ya. Ciao. you get that?
Yeah. Made it.